Hey, what's up everybody? It's DJ Jer with Shop Time. I'm going to talk to you about the Intimidator 475Z from Chauvet DJ. So there's a lot of cool features that are built into this unit. It's basically going to be a 375 on steroids. And what I mean by that is the 375 is going to have roughly a 150 watt LED, where the 475 is going to have a 250 watt LED. So you definitely can notice the brightness, and if you want to see that comparison video, go check out some of the other videos, subscribe to the channel. You'll be able to find a comparison video on the hybrid, the 475, and the 375. But right now we're going to talk about the 475Z and why it really is a impactful light and can create some really cool lighting. So the first thing is you're going to notice that the lights are on in our facility here, and we have this light running which you can see the beam on this fixture. And people are always asking, or DJs are always asking, why or how can I get the beam effects that I want to when using these lights in a facility that won't allow me to use haze? So typically there's enough particle in the air, and if the fixture is bright enough, you'll actually be able to see the beam without putting haze or without putting smoke in the air. So right now, this is basically just the natural dust or the light, and you can see the beam in this video, as well as if I'm sitting off to the side, I can actually see some of the beam as well. So you're actually getting a nice, almost a haze in the air naturally, and the beam is so bright that it'll actually pick up and you'll be able to see the beams that are being projected from this fixture. So let's break down the fixture a little bit. Again, a 300 or a 250 watt LED gives it a lot of power. And the movements, if you compare this to the hybrid, which again, go check out the other videos, the movements on this is actually really fast. I'm going to turn off the lamp just so you can see this a little bit better. Maybe we'll give it a little bit. There we go. And you can see if you move the fixture, the movement on the head is actually really quick. Another advantage between the LED compared to the hybrid or on a fixture like this is the fact that when you actually dim the LED, you can dim it without breaking up the image. Now to dim down a hybrid, once you start fading out, what you're doing is you're actually breaking up the light, and you're not getting a crisp circle anymore. You're actually kind of getting a breakup of light as opposed to the crisp circle that you see on the Intimidator 475. So to show you that, I'm going to move this to the back of the wall. And now you'll be able to see the fixture is a nice circle. It's about 16 inches in diameter. And right now I actually have the fixture zoomed in all the way. When the fixture is first fired up, that is the size of the LED or the size of the circle. So the fact that the LED is bigger and brighter, you actually are able to do bigger and brighter circles or bigger and brighter patterns with your projection. Now I'm going to turn the light up all the way so you can see the intensity of that. So now the light is at 100% and extremely bright. It also has two gobo wheels, which we'll quick go through those. So one thing that's important is when you have two gobo wheels, you actually use the focus a lot more. So we're going to go into the focus here, and we're going to tighten up that focus. So right now we're in gobo wheel 1, and we have to make the adjustments in our focus. Again, one of the kind of advantages and disadvantages of two gobo wheels is the focus really becomes important, and you have to know how to use it correctly. Second gobo, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then gobo bounce. And basically, as you go further in that gobo wheel, you'll actually see more of the gobo bounce. So we're going to turn off that one, off that gobo wheel. And now when we go to our second one, you're going to notice that it's blurry. Again, this is where you have to go into the zoom or the focus, and you have to focus in the fixture and focus in the light. Try and get that as tight as possible. There we go. So now, going through these gobos, this is the first one on gobo wheel number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then again, once you go a little bit further in the gobo wheel, you'll actually get a gobo bounce. Now, let's talk about some of the cool features in using, take the gobo bounce off, using the Prism. We'll add a circular prism, and now we've created a really cool effect by just overlaying a prism, and you can actually slow it down, make it a little bit more mesmerizing. And with the gobo wheel on this, you're actually getting the gobo or the prism is overlapping in the center, or sometimes you'll get it where there's a large blank space right here. So the nice thing with this gobo wheel, or this prism wheel, is the fact that the images overlay, which gives you now a roughly 6 foot wide gobo by just using the overlay on the prism. If you don't want it to spin at all, you can actually pause it, and now you have different gobos, or a different look for a gobo. We're going to go down the gobo, kind of see what that looks like. So again, you can get some really cool effects just by overlapping. So let's turn the prism off, show you what that gobo actually looks like. Turn the gobo or the prism back on. And we're actually going to go into the linear prism now. The linear prism is going to be on the same channel as the circular prism, so you can only use one gobo or one prism at a time. You either have to use the circular or the linear. With the hybrid, you can actually overlap linear and circular prisms to create multiple prism factors. So technically you have a 3-look prism when it comes to the Intimidator hybrid, compared to the 475 and the 375 where they're on the same channel. So just to kind of show you a little bit what that looks like with the different gobos. Again, there's some really cool looks that you can create while using the linear prism. We're going to turn that prism off. And now we're going to show you again how tight you can get with the zoom. And now we need to refocus by using our focus channel. Again, using the prism in linear or in circular, it's basically the same thing, it's just at a smaller or tighter beam. Now, when you tighten the beam, you're actually giving more energy to the light, which means it's going to be brighter than if you have a wider spread of light. So keep that in mind if you're trying to go for a brighter effect. Try to use as bright or as tight as an image as you can to get the brighter effect. Let's talk about the strobe. We're going to turn off the gobo here. And like I said, the nice thing about the strobe rate on an LED is the LED is actually blinking at a really quick rate compared to the hybrid, which is actually using a shutter effect. So we'll show you exactly how fast this can go. So with the LED, you can go a lot faster with the strobe effect than you can by using a hybrid, using a shutter to actually create the strobe effect. The color wheel in here, it's going to be your normal colors that the spots will have. First one's going to be orange, and this is like I really like the orange that Chauvet puts in their spots. The one disadvantage of the hybrids is it doesn't have this nice Chauvet orange. So if this orange is important to you, the 475 might be the better option. You have a light green, you have cyan, red, green, magenta, or a pink, yellow. Let's dim that down so you can actually see these a little bit better. And right now I have the fixture at about 40%. So going back down through these, we'll click on them so you can see them a little bit better. There's your magenta, green, red, light blue, green, orange, and then white again. So there are some really good features and good factors by using the 475Z. The first thing is, again, the brightness of the LED is going to give you that power, that pop you might need to be able to see those beams on the dance floor, as well as just give you a lot of flexibility in what this fixture can do. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions for you. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we're always going to be updating information on this fixture as well as many different units when it comes to speakers, video, and for lighting. If there's any questions you have, put those in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. This is DJ Jer with Shop Time. We'll see you next time.